Chapter 7. Time at Theresa's. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28, ESV. Nobody will know what you mean by saying that God is love unless you show it. Lawrence Dodd, as quoted in Charles H. Spurgeon, Lectures to My Students. My friend Marcus's mother, Theresa, was there for me when I needed someone the most. Everything that followed in that season started with her. Think about someone in your life who has opened their door to you with no conditions attached. Someone who fed you, prayed for you, and didn't make you feel like a project. That was Theresa. She helped watch Olivia while I tried to get back on my feet. She went to a local church, so I started going with her. I'll be honest, my motives weren't purely spiritual in the beginning. I needed community. I needed something outside myself. The church was part of that. But somewhere in the sitting there, week after week, something real started happening again. Around October 2011, Olivia and I moved in with Theresa, and for that act of hospitality, I'm forever grateful. She didn't have to do that, she chose to. And I want to say clearly, that kind of grace, the practical, no-strings-attached kind, has the power to save lives. It started saving mine. We kept going to church, all three of us, and one Sunday during a service, I walked down the aisle. I publicly declared that I wanted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. I asked to be baptized. We scheduled it for New Year's Day, a fresh start, a new life. It felt right. And then I spent New Year's Eve drinking so much that I didn't make it to church the next morning. I'm going to let that sit there for a second because I think it captures something important. This is the reality of addiction. This is why I don't want to clean up this story and make it tidy. You can genuinely want the new life and still get sucked back into the old one on the night before you're supposed to start. The old patterns are deep. They don't die just because you made a decision. The pastor could have written me off. He didn't. He encouraged me to follow through a few weeks later, and the date we landed on happened to be my daughter's birthday. I wanted it to be my rebirthday too. I went under the water that day and came back up. And I'd love to tell you everything changed instantly, that the old me drowned in that baptismal water and a new man came up completely free. But that's not my story. I still struggled. I couldn't stop, even though I genuinely, desperately wanted to. I stayed involved in church. Every service, every event. I built relationships. I was in small groups. People thought I was doing well. Some even said I was a great dad, but I was living a double life. On Sunday mornings, I'd show up, sometimes still hungover. Sometimes I'd smoke weed on the way to church. I'd sit home Sunday evenings and drink. It was a mess inside of me that no one could fully see. But I kept going. And maybe that's the thing. I kept going. I started listening to Christian music, 10th Avenue North, David Crowder, Plum, Thousand Foot Crutch, Bebo Norman, Matt Redman, Hawk Nelson, Matt Maher, Hillsong. Those songs did what music has always done for me, went directly to my soul, except instead of just voicing the pain, they were pointing somewhere past it. Through the small groups, I started learning something I hadn't really grasped before, the importance of honesty, of transparency, of letting other people actually speak truth into your life, of not going it alone. I wanted Jesus as Savior. I had that part somewhat figured out, but making him Lord, laying down my will and actually following, I didn't understand what that meant. Not yet. But the ground was being prepared.